The whole world of personal finance has been completely flipped on its head. For decades, it was this walled garden, right? You could only get in if you paid an expensive gatekeeper. Well, today, those walls are gone. So if you've ever felt that investing is just, I don't know, too complicated or just not for people like you, stick around. We're going to break down exactly how to start and, more importantly, how to do it responsibly.
All right, let's just jump right in with a story that perfectly captures the old and frankly dangerous world of investing. Imagine being so convinced by some money guru that you decide to bet your parents' home on the stock market. I mean, that one sentence, it tells you everything you need to know about how things used to be. And this isn't just some dramatic line to grab your attention. It's a real cautionary tale from what we'll call the old world of investing, a time when good information was really hard to find and bad advice was very expensive. So let's look at how this disaster actually happened. You've got this guy, an engineer, who goes his whole career with basically zero access to real financial education. Then, at age 50, he goes to one of these pricey seminars and gets sold this dream, Get rich with these super complex, high-fee mutual funds. He goes all in, takes a loan out against his family's home, and then, bam! The dot-com bubble bursts. He's forced to sell everything at a catastrophic loss, a decision that would haunt his family for years. And his story just perfectly lays out the playbook of that old world. It was a system that fed on a lack of financial literacy. It pushed you to blindly trust expensive professionals and shoveled these high-cost products at you, like those complicated mutual funds he bought, which are basically just prepackaged baskets of stocks that come with some seriously hefty management fees. And in the end, it just fueled decisions based on hype and fear. And the really tragic part? His story wasn't unique at all. But here's the good news. That world is gone. There's been a massive shift. And honestly, the best way to really get it is to compare two major financial crises that happened just 12 years apart. Now check out the contrast here. It's pretty wild. Back in 2008, when the market crashed, it was all about isolation and fear. Your only source of information was some anchor on TV telling you how bad things were. So naturally, the response was to panic and sell. Now fast forward to 2020. The market tanks again, but this time, people found community on places like YouTube and live streams. Instead of panicking, a whole new generation of investors saw that 30% market drop for what it was, a massive opportunity. And that moment, that was really the start of a whole new era. It was the rise of the do-it-yourself money manager, just everyday people finally empowered to take control of their own financial future. So how in the world did this happen? Well, it wasn't magic. It was the arrival of a brand new toolkit for investors, and it's built on three revolutionary pillars: knowledge, community, and cost. Let's break this down. First, knowledge became free. Instead of those $1,000 seminars, you now have a literal endless library of high-quality videos on YouTube and super in-depth podcasts. Second, the lonely guru was replaced by huge, supportive communities on places like Reddit or Discord, where you can ask any question and have your ideas stress-tested by thousands of other people. And maybe the biggest game changer of all, the tools themselves were completely revolutionized. Those sky-high commissions, they vanished. And efficient, low-cost funds became the new standard. And to really wrap your head around this change in cost, just think back to the father from our story. He paid a commission in the thousands of euros for a single transaction. And today, on a ton of platforms, the cost for that exact same trade is zero. Nothing. That one single change blew the doors wide open for everyone. Now, a huge part of this revolution is a product called an exchange-traded fund, or ETF. Put simply, it's a basket of stocks, like, say, the entire S&P 500, that you can buy or sell just like a single share of a company. And here's the key. They were first built for professionals, which means they were designed for efficiency and low costs, not for flashy marketing. Okay, so having powerful, cheap tools like ETFs is one thing. But using them wisely, that's a whole other ballgame. And that brings us to the big question. How do you not mess it up? Well, let's walk through a simple 4-point rulebook to guide you. The process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you just got to learn the basics, like why it's important to diversify, not putting all your eggs in one basket, and keeping your costs low. Second, and this one is huge, you have to learn to follow the money. Third, exercise a healthy dose of skepticism because not everything that shines is gold. And finally, number 4, don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're just part of the learning curve. Let's really zoom in on rule number 2, because it is your most powerful filter. In any financial decision you make, always ask yourself, who benefits from this? Think about it. A financial advisor who's trying to sell you an insurance policy has an incentive to sell you their product, whether you really need it or not. This one question cuts through the noise and reveals almost every conflict of interest. And that leads right into Rule 3, skepticism. You've got to be super cautious when you hear buzzwords like democratizing finance. A lot of the time, what's being made accessible isn't a great opportunity, it's just a new way to take on risk. I mean, look at buy now, pay later schemes. All they really do is democratize getting into consumer debt. The innovation is usually just in the marketing, not the actual product. And this chart just nails that point. These gamified trading apps, they make high-frequency trading look like a fun video game. But the data is crystal clear. About 80% of retail day traders lose money. So let's go back to our question. Who benefits? The broker, who makes money the more you trade. It's not you. So after all this, what's the actual first step? Honestly, it's way simpler than you probably think. The mantra is just start small, but start now. You know, the fear of making a giant mistake is what freezes most people and keeps them from doing anything at all. But the solution is right here. If you're nervous about investing $5,000, then don't. Reduce the budget of the decision. Start with a few hundred or even just a small monthly savings plan. The goal isn't to be perfect on day one. It's to get in the game and start building that experience. Because this right here is probably the most important takeaway of all. I can guarantee you're going to make some mistakes along the way. Everybody does. But making a mistake is not the biggest risk you face. The single biggest risk is doing nothing. It's the risk of inaction. So, we started this whole thing with a story of financial disaster, born from a world where information was scarce and costs were high. The world you're in today is the complete opposite. It is overflowing with incredible resources, supportive communities, and powerful, low-cost tools. You literally have everything you need to navigate it wisely. So the only question left is, what will your financial story be?